Hello my crafty friends, Corrine here from Corrine Crafts. I hope you are well. Well, I might just have achieved my first ever true clean and simple card. I have dug into my craft stash today, and today's project was all about using heat resistant acetate. Can you see the acetate on there, which I've heat embossed onto? Now, that's what I wanted the card to be all about. Anything that could have gone wrong actually did go wrong today. How I managed to get through to the end, I don't know, but we got there, because everybody has days like that where things don't appear to be going right. So long as you get the finished product out at the end, that's all that matters. While this is clean and simple, it's just a floating element with some stamping in the background, the heat embossing on the acetate, and my sentiment. I've not added any gems, any bows, anything else, no extra little bits and pieces on that. It's just clean and simple to focus in on the embossing. I hope you like it, and if you've got the willpower, stick around and see how I made it. So this is almost another video in Corrine goes digging into her craft stash to see what she can find, and this time I've come up with clear heat resistant acetate. Now this one is a Sticks 2 one. I've had I've had lots of different brands before, but this one I've got a few sheets of, and it's not something I tended to use a lot of. So it says you can ink on it, you can stamp onto the ink stamp onto the resist and acetate, pour on your embossing powder, top off the excess, and then apply your heat embossing tool. So I thought, why not have a go and make a project around it? So you get your acetate. It is thinner than my heavy duty acetate, and you can heat emboss the heavy duty, but you have to be really careful that it doesn't warp it. So I thought I'd cut a piece. So this was just off a sheet of the A4. Just cut a couple of bits off to have a practice with. I'm just going to pop it on there. Hopefully you can still see it. It is there, look. And I'm going to stamp onto it. So I'm going to do it with my rocker block. So I do want to put this craft card is just there to give me some. I'm going to be stamping off the edge of it, and I've got this set of stamps. I had to sort out this weekend of a set of drawers at the side of me, and this was one of those in there. I love foliage stamps and dies and everything, so I thought I'd have a go with that. And I'm going to pop it onto a rocker block. And then I've got a white pigment ink. Pigment ink. Now this one is a sort of mixed media, but I do like it. It does work really, really well. So I'm going to go all over with this. And then I'm just going to stamp randomly as I can. Isn't random difficult? Random is a really hard concept. I'm going to stamp it all over my acetate. Now, acetate is non-porous, so the ink isn't going to, this is a pigment ink, so it's not going to dry quickly. Plus, we're going onto a non-porous surface, so it's going to take a while to dry. So don't be panicking that it's going to dry before you can put your powder on, because I don't want to put my powder on yet. Doesn't that look lovely? Isn't that absolutely stunning? It reminds me of those really expensive printed acetates that you can buy. I'm going to just do another one. Let's go a bit more that direction. Oh, am I off? Just a minute. I'm just going to pull that across. I think my rocker block was coming off the edge. You see, this is why I put this on, because I'd rather the ink went onto my piece of craft card than onto my foam mat. So let's do one. I am really trying very hard to do random across here. Not worry about that, because it's going to be hidden. I don't need it as wide as this for the design I'm doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to do like a floating card with this acetate down the middle, and hopefully it should look really nice. In my head it looks nice how I've planned it, but who knows, you never know. And then let's do a final one on here. Now, one thing I should say is it's always a good idea to run over your acetate with your anti-static bag before you start, just to make sure that there's no fingerprints on there. So we can pop this on here. So now I've just turned that over so that I'm not sprinkling onto where there is wet ink. So let's just sprinkle that onto there. let's lift that up. I'm going to grab a pair of tweezers, try and find a bit with nothing on, and then pop that. And look at that. I have got a couple of little marks. I can just brush the embossing powder off. It's not going to be perfect because I've got a couple of marks. Those ones I'm not concerned about because that'll be off the design. But just get any rogue bits of powder off. I think that'll do. Let's mop this up. So you've seen there, I've got white embossing powder on a white ink, and that will just really give it so much more intensity. That's not going on, but anyway. Right, so now I'm going to heat this. Normally when I heat emboss, I sort of turn off the camera and do, but I want to actually show you this. So I need something to hold my acetate down because it's very light. Luckily my heat gun's quite warm, and I'm just going to waft it over. And my heat gun is reasonably close. It's not, if I was doing this with just regular acetate, I'd have my heat gun a lot further away. So it's just warming up my heat gun, just that second, and you'll see it start to turn in a minute. Once it goes, there you go, look at that. Can you see that turning? It's going on this one here. Can you see how that changes? It's fascinating. Lovely things. And can you see there is absolutely no degradation to the acetate at all. It's not buckling, it's not bending, it's just coping with the heat. I'm not keeping the heat gun still, I'm trying to keep it moving. You can see, that one's not changing. Let's turn that round. And you can see straight away where you have and where you haven't done, because look, I can see there, it's still powdery and grainy. I can come across here, and then here, all the way, and then these bits, just hold it down just for that minute. I always just do it. Oh look, I found one there that I've not done. Quick sweep over here, there we go. Now I have got a mark there which I would rather not have, but unfortunately I have. So now it's up to you which side you use. I'm sort of in two minds. I like that side, but I also like this side. Just give it a minute to dry, because it will just take a minute to dry. Don't worry about this because this bit's not going to be seen. It's up to you whether you want to use that side or that side. And I like it the rough side up. I like seeing the texture of the stamp. Doesn't that look gorgeous? And look at that. Can you see on that acetate, it hasn't bent or curdled up or anything at all. It's still pristine. Okay, before we finish, I'm just going to get my stamp back, which is here. Just going to get this white off. Let's get that off there. I don't even need to take it off the block. And give it a good rub. And I'm going to do some more stamping. There we go. I've got a piece of card. So this is about 5 by 7. You can see it here, look. And I've just maxed off an area. Now that area is just slightly, it's a bit smaller than this. Can you see where this is sitting? And that's deliberate. So I've just maxed off an area slightly smaller than that. And I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to put it back onto I'm going to put it onto there like that. And I've got my stamp. And this time I'm going to use a quick dry ink. I'm going to pop that all over my here. Let's just, don't mean to do that because of the angle I'm at. There we go. And now I'm going to do exactly the same and do some stamping on here. Now, the reason I've masked is because, well, I don't want it to go, it was initially for this border that I wanted to be able to keep clean. So yeah, so we shall see how this looks. We can just pop lots of different angles on here again. Now I have got, I'm going to put this on here because I've just realised I want to come off here. There we go. Let's turn it round. Let's do the same on there. And then we can stamp a few more. just creating a background. So we've got the background in white and we've got the background in green. Let's see which one. Well, not prefer, because we're going to use them together. Doesn't it? It stamps up beautifully, doesn't it? And I love a good quick dry ink is perfect for this. They quick dry inks are stamp very crisp images. They do look lovely, and I love this. This is grasshopper. Grasshopper is such a beautiful colour, isn't it? Let's go around that way. Oh yeah, that fits that space. I'm not overlapping them. If you wanted to, you could overlap them. You could actually do this in a couple of different colours, couldn't you? I was thinking, did I want to go different colours? Did I want to sort of make it a bit artistic? And I thought, no, leaves typically are green, so I wanted to stick with the green. Now, if you're careful, you can peel off that masking tape. This is Alton New masking silk. The only place I know where to get it from is Alton New, but it is brilliant. It is a really good one. It does come off your cards and your projects really, really well. I have to admit, it's one of my favourites for doing that. Can you see I'm being very careful to peel it off sort of diagonally. Now, whilst this is dry, because this is quick dry, it will stay. If I move that on there, it does stay quite wet on your masking silk. Masking satin, I can't remember. It stays up wet for those on there for a little while. Now we've got two different bits, so I've got my green and I've got my white, and we're going to use the two together. So what we're going to do is put that one like that, and I'm going to pop this over here, and then I've got some strips of card. One is 1 3/4 inches, and it's a little bit smaller than that. Oops, my things are moved there. So it's the same width as my acetate, or just about, and the other one is 3.5, I think it was, and that will go in there. So I've just got a little bit of a border. Can you see how we've got the layers on there? So it's really easy to do. We need red liner tape, definitely need red liner tape. It's not going to be visible, and I'm going to pop a piece on like that. So I'm going to put it, let me just show you. It's at the bottom of the acetate there. So I put it on the bottom edge of the acetate, and then I'm going to put it on the top edge of the piece of card, and this way it'll work perfectly. So bottom edge of the acetate, top edge of the, and then I'm going to do it the same on here, top edge of that and bottom edge of that. So put that onto there, and then I'm going to take this one off here. Right, so what I need to do, is this is where I had this one. So I'm going to put that there, and this is where I want that to go, just like that. Put that where I want it. Right, so I've got no tape at the bottom, so I can put that at the bottom, just here, so I can see the edge that I've created, the edge all the way around. Then when I lay it down, that's better. You can see I've got red liner off the acetate there and red liner off the cardstock there. I'll do it again because I messed that up a little bit and I've caused it to move a little bit, but I'll straighten that. I can straighten that up in a minute. That was my fault. So let's put the red liner on here. So we go on the end of here, like that, and then the end of here, like that. Right, let's do it better this time. So I'm going to pop this on here, and I'm going to hold it in place. This is what I should have done, is I rushed it a little bit. I'm going to pop a piece of masking tape over there so that that can't move. That's where I went wrong. So what I need to do is I need to put this one over here. Now don't worry, that's run off. I'll trim it in a minute. So we take the red liner off here, and we take the red liner off here. And like I say, we put the bit without the tape on at the bottom so that I can see. Oh, I moved that. There we go. So I can see where I've got the border. So I've got my border the same on each side, but it's not stuck down. And then I just slowly lower it over the acetate. There we go. And that's going to give me the perfect border. Now, I've messed up a little bit there. So all I'm going to do, I can do it with my scissors. or I could take it to my trimmer. All I need to do is just trim down the edge, just there. There we go. Perfect. Nobody will know any difference. And those are going to go like that. Now, at this point, putting one on top of the other is a little bit close. So I'll show you what I've done. Look at that. I've used some gorgeous foam tape on there. I'm going to use this one. Yeah. And so that means that when I put them together now, I've created that point of difference. Now, if I didn't have this open, I could have made that into a shaker card, couldn't I? But look at this now. So I've got those two different leaf designs. Doesn't that look amazing? Something a little bit different. Now, this is going to be quite a white card, which you know I normally struggle with. If you wanted to, this top piece, you could have done some embossing on it. You could, you could do some inking on it if you're not into lots of white on your cards. There's lots of different ways. I'm keeping it quite white, but you don't have to. So that's going on there. Pop that one on to here. That glue will let me wiggle it around until I'm happy that I've got the right sized border. You see on there, I've come in a little bit. There we go. Nope, that's not right. You see, this is why I put the glue on. I couldn't have done that if I hadn't got the glue on. There we go. It is the smallest of borders, but that's absolutely, no, it's not quite absolutely perfect. It needs to come up a little bit at the top. This is what happens when I do it for the camera, trying to look from one angle. There we go. There we are. Much better. So I've got that nice little border all the way around the bottom. Doesn't that look amazing? I love having the texture on the outside. So we've done two different types of stamping. Now, I bought these secondhand off Lou, another one of her crafty D-stash, and I've just printed them out, die cut them out a couple of times. Now, the thing is, do I go white on white, or I've cut out a green that's very similar and I'm going to have a tiny bit of drop shadow. I have decided. So let's get my bit of card, and I've got some dotty tape pens. Let's go all over with these. I'm not doing very well with that one, was I? No. This is definitely the video that wasn't meant to be, wasn't it? Really, really not wanting to play ball. And I don't know why. You get them every now and again. You try and do things and they just don't want to play ball. And that's definitely the case with this one. Never mind, we'll keep going. Because I'm sure everybody has days like that, where something doesn't want to conform. There we go, just lining them up, one on top of the other. There we go, look at that. I'm going to do one more, but this time I'm going to do it, I'm not leaving it to chance. I'm going to do it with my precision glue press. We have the tools. Don't know why we don't use them sometimes. So let's just, I'm going to put it on top because I don't like what it's done to this one. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here. Sometimes it's always better just go back to your old faithfuls, isn't it? Don't try and change what you know works. All the way across. I didn't put any there. Take that, and then I'm going to put this one on top. What should happen? Yeah, see, when you do it with glue, it just works. That dotty tape pens are really good, but they don't give you that wriggle room like a glue does. The glue just allows it. I'm twisting, just allows it to move around until you get it in the right place. Note to self, just use your wet glue. It works better. Now, can you see that? It's becoming nice and thick. So where's my green one gone? Oh, it's there, look. Dear me. Let's put some on the back of here now. Get some of these bits out of the way. I've got so much stuff in the way. Let's just put a little bit on here. Now, I always drop shadow bottom and to the left. You can do it however you want, but I just want and it's going to be the tiniest bit. I really don't want too much showing at all. Now, if you haven't got something like this precision glue press, you can put a little bit of glue onto a non-porous surface and just dab it in if you want to. That works equally as well. Right, there we go. So we're just letting that tiniest little bit of the green show through. There we go, just to give it that way so it stands out just slightly. Oh, careful of your mucky fingers from the card. There we go. And then I'm going to come in with my tweezers because I think I'm going to get mucky fingers otherwise. Should have put this onto the card base, shouldn't I? And I've not put it onto the card base. This is just definitely the video that wasn't meant to be, wasn't it? But we'll get there at the end and hopefully it'll be better for it. So let's take the card and then we can put the happy birthday on to there. I'm going to just press it down with my cloth. I always find when you do stuff like this, sometimes you can get a much better adhesion just with a cloth. There we are. And then the final bit I'm going to do is my card base. This is where I've done it all in funny orders. I have just taken a white card base and I've put some green on. I've taken the centre out, which so I can use it again because I just think this is a gorgeous colour. And then I'm going to pop some glue all over the back. Let's pop that one on like that. There we go, with that green showing. Now, that is a very, very clean and simple card. Do I want some gems? I don't know. I don't think oh, look, I've dropped it. I didn't press it down hard enough. I tell you, this video is not meant to be. Press, Corrine. There we go. That's better. Do I want to leave? I think I do. This might be one of the nearest I've ever done to clean and simple. What do you think? Clean and simple, just a little bit of heat embossing onto some vellum. No, it's not, onto acetate even. And then using the same stamp to stamp on the background. So you just got that mix and that colour coming through. And then not trying to be underneath, but just trying to be randomly all over. And then just a nice little sentiment. I might decide, do I want some gems? I don't know. At this moment in time, the answer is no. But I am still doubting myself. But otherwise, what a beautiful, clean, fresh card. And isn't that lovely, having that raised off the card just on that vellum? It just looks like it's levitating between the two. We call this a floating card because obviously that element floats above that. What do you think? I really like that. Very different. Phew! I've managed to get through it all. Didn't think I was going to get through all that. But there we are. We have done it. That was definitely a card that wasn't meant to be. Well, thank you if you've persevered this far with me. I really, really do appreciate it. Hopefully, the next one will be a little bit more, should we call it professional, and things will work as they're supposed to be. But hey-ho, it's one of those things, isn't it? But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, what you could, and I hope it just gave you some ideas to maybe go break out of your stash some your heat resistant acetate if you've got some that you've never used. It's really easy to use and really fun. So thank you for watching. As always, there'll be a couple of links, one to a video or a playlist and one on this side to my subscription. As always, all the links are down in the bottom. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking with me through that video, and I'll speak to you all again very soon. Bye for now.